which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almighty and everlasting God, who presides over all things in heaven and earth, come and preside over these deliberations so that those that make the decisions may be guided by your wisdom. I almost forgot. Sorry. I take a month off.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Wilkes-Barre City Council. We're going to have a hearing on a resolution authorizing the transfer of a liquor license to 1075 Scott Street. Attorney Rogers.
How you doing? Good evening.
We're all here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. My name's John Rogers, and I represent the applicant, Go Six Packs to Go. And I guess preliminarily, I have the notices we gave the adjacent property owners. I don't know if you want to put that in the record or if you want to at least give you copies of them.
Do you need a copy back?
No, I have copies for everybody. The cards. So all but 2 people didn't pick the cards up, but they were sent the notices. So we notified everybody that was adjacent, according to that's what your ordinance says, to anybody that butts it. So what we're doing here is we're looking for an intermunicipal transfer of a liquor license into the property. The property is a C2 zone, so it's actually a zone for the convenience store and the liquor license, so it's actually approved in that zoning district. There's plenty of parking. I have here a plan. I keep making you get up. I apologize. But I have here a plan just to show how the building's going to be delineated and laid out. There's some copies. So, there, you want more, I can give it. It was a machine shop, right? Yeah. As I think some of you may be aware, this is a former machine shop. It was a machine shop for many years, and my client purchased it, and they're going to convert it into a convenience store with the restaurant liquor license. As I think it also works, we've been here before many times. Pennsylvania doesn't have a specific category of liquor licenses for convenience stores, so we have to buy a restaurant liquor license. So we need 30 seats, and we have to have food and a menu, and actually we even have to let people sit there and have 1 beer to drink. We really don't want people drinking, but unfortunately the liquor code requires us to let people have 1 drink. And we have a policy, I don't know, I could give you a copy, and I don't want to make you keep getting up here, but we have an internal policy, just how we card minors and how we have a machine, and what I do at the council. So I'll tell you a little bit about my client. My client is owned by Baljit Singh and Sujan Mathan, and they have another brother who lives in New York City, but he's not involved in the operation. They've been in our area for about 20 years, and they've owned multiple businesses. They've had, at their highest point, they had 8 liquor licenses. Now they've sold 3 of them off, and they also own Market Street Square, so they've invested a lot of money into the city. They own the strip mall there where the Domino's is, and they've opened a business there too. So they've been really active in Wilkes-Barre. You own a gas station in Wilkes-Barre. Yeah. And what's the address of that?
424 Pennsylvania Avenue.
So they're RAMP certified. They've been trained in the liquor code. In addition to RAMP, they also have internal training procedures that they train their employees. They've only had a few minor violations over 20 years. Their first station was the Valero out on the Dallas highway there, and then they had one in DuPont, Sawyersville. They have one in Wilkes-Barre. They have no beer in Wilkes-Barre. They have Wilkes-Barre Township they owned for a while. They went up there on the hill by the monastery. They own the one on 7th Street in Wyoming there over the bridge, the old Moriel building. Yeah. They renovated that. They own the one by the casino, by Dee's Diner down there to Sunoco. So they've been good stewards of this community, and they've invested a lot of money in this community, tens of millions of dollars in these projects. And as you can see, all their places are very well built, they're well run, and they really haven't had any issues. So we'd ask that you consider a transfer. I'm going to let Mr. Singh. I'll ask just a few questions.
Sure.
What's your name and address for the record?
Baljit Singh, 20.
Okay, get on the microphone.
Yeah, my name is Baljit Singh. My address 23 Maple Leaf Road, Shavertown.
How long have you lived at that address?
About 17 years.
And how many businesses do you own currently?
Couple of them I lease them, total maybe 12.
And how many have liquor licenses?
Liquor, currently like 6.
Okay. And how many years have you been operating these type of businesses?
Just, it's like 20 years.
And are you ramp certified?
Yes.
And you want to tell a little bit about how you train your employees with the monitor IDs and make sure there's no
Yeah.
detriment to the neighborhood?
Yeah, we have ID machine and anything, they look under 40, we make sure they check their ID, they scan the ID,
And why don't you just tell the council and the mayor and people here, what type of business do you want to open at that location?
Wanted to like more like a convenience store, the beer to go mostly, and the food,
What type of food you serve?
food, like a breakfast sandwich, breakfast sandwich, hoagies and stuff.
And what are your hours of operation?
Probably 6 to 11, 6 in the morning to 11 o'clock.
Okay. And do you have seating?
Yes, we have 30 seats, yeah.
Will you encourage people to drink at the premises?
Not really, but I think LCB have law, we have to let somebody, drink there,
But you're limited to one beer?
One beer only, yeah, we're gonna have make policy, just one beer,
Okay. And do you have cameras?
Yes,
How
we
many
do.
cameras?
It's like 36.
Okay.
It's all around the building,
And will you monitor from the cameras the operations?
Yes.
Okay. Have you had any serious incidents at any other places?
No, no.
Okay. And who will be the manager, do you know who the manager will be of this business?
We're gonna hire somebody,
Okay, so you haven't hired your manager yet?
Not yet.
I want to open up the council, unless you have any questions. I think it's probably-
Do you have a question for him?
I do. So you said 6 to 11 PM, how many days a week?
7 days.
7 days. Okay. You have 6 businesses with alcohol. How many times in all of the years that you've owned them have you been cited by the Liquor Control Board?
Just couple time.
What
Couple,
were the citations for?
They're like underage.
Underage?
Right?
One underage.
And we can explain it. It was in Kingston and Market Street. Do you want to explain? It was the fireworks. Do you want to explain what happened?
That was on a 4th of July weekend, the store was crazy, so the guy came before too, but he had a fake ID. Only thing my employer didn't scan the ID that day, but he been in the store many times before,
So you
He had
did
the
not
fake-
scan his ID, is that it?
No, he has a fake, he made a fake ID.
Fake ID, which
Yeah.
sort of scan machine should pick up on that.
That day we was crazy there, that day was 4th of July,
So he didn't use the scan.
the guy said we saw his ID before,
Was that the only underage you had?
that's the only one, yeah.
And yet, were the other ones minor violations?
We don't have any other minor, no.
No minor, like small violations for
Small violation,
excessive ounces, I think. Was there else, was there?
I don't remember we have any.
We had a few, but.
There was a few.
I want to go back to that one. You said they didn't scan it the date that you got cited, correct? But he has been in before.
Yeah,
You scanned his ID then?
yeah,
So he needed a fake one the second time he came?
no, the fake ID could read in the scanner too, but doesn't look like, even the cop, he couldn't, they knows there's real, look like a real ID,
But you scanned it the first time, and
Yeah.
it was 21.
Yeah, he
But
been,
he isn't 21.
the cop said he's not 21 when they caught him, because
Okay.
they caught him on the road, when they was driving by, they caught him on the road,
The next question I have is, I caught some of it. Beer on premises, drinking beer on premises, how many seats, and is it required?
30 seats.
Is it required? I find it hard to believe that it's required that you sell in-house, to drink in-house.
Unfortunately, yes, with our license, if an LCE officer comes in and they buy a beer and he sits down and open it and he tells them to leave, they can't drink in the property, they get a fine.
Okay.
Which is stupid, but it's the liquor code of Pennsylvania. I don't know what to tell you guys, but that's just the law.
Isn't it once you're off the premises, if you take a piece of alcohol out of a property, as soon as it leaves the premises of the licensed ID place, it's on the resident or the purchaser?
Well, correct, but they have to have 30 seats for the liquor license, because it's an R license.
Okay, but you don't have to serve them.
Yes, you do. You have to give them one drink, or you get fined. By the state.
If they request it.
Yeah, an LCE undercover officer comes in, goes up to the cash register and says, I want to buy a beer, a single beer.
Okay.
Buys the beer, and he wants to drink it, and say, no, you can't drink it, we don't allow drinking on the premises, you get fined.
Okay. The other thing, alcohol. You serving any alcohol?
Hard liquor.
Yeah, hard liquor, yeah.
Okay,
serve
now
Yeah.
if
We sell shot.
if I come in, could I sit at the chair and get a shot of alcohol or a drink of alcohol?
Yeah, you drink, you can drink it.
Could I get a beer too?
Beer after the shot?
Well, with the shot and a beer.
Yes.
Okay, so that'd be 2 drinks.
Yeah, that'll be 2 drink, yeah.
I have a question as well. Are you done?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Now, you said your hours are going to be 6 to 11, then I see you had an application for extended hours. Are you still, like,
The extended hours for Sunday because it's the morning, because you can only open it, if you have a liquor license, you can only open 9 AM on Sunday or 7 AM Monday through Saturday.
Okay.
With the extended hours, it allows you to open at 6 AM. Otherwise, you can't open the store till the hours the liquor code allows.
all right, also, will you have gambling devices in there? Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay.
Well, I guess you got to define them because are games of skill or gambling devices are, I guess, are illegal, but games of skill,
Right, yeah, it's just wording, right.
I guess you want to clarify, you can answer. I mean,
Yes.
wait, yes, games of skill or yes, gambling device? You can't have gambling devices.
No, the skill machines, yeah.
The skill machines, okay.
Okay, back to me. Just
You're
quick.
not having gambling
Sorry.
devices? Is that what I heard?
Skill machines.
You're not having them.
They cut. So
Not gambling devices, the court said. It was our kind of court case on it.
424 North Pennsylvania Ave, US Gas?
Yes.
Okay, you're saying you've never had any major incidents at US? I live half a block from that establishment. You're saying you've never had any major incidents happen at US Gas?
Not I know of.
Okay. And then as far as parking, that is not noted on this map. How is your parking going to be planned out?
Yeah, we had a preliminary study, and we checked the zoning ordinance, and I believe it's 1 parking spot for every 2 seats, and then for the licensed part, as you can see, half of it's licensed, half of it isn't, and then the unlicensed part, it's per square foot. It's like 1 for 300 square feet. The long and the short of it is, we need about 19 spots, and there's plenty of spots there, because there's spots in the front, on the side, and in the back.
That's my question, because it's not noted here. Where on here do you plan on parking?
Well, there's 3 in the front.
So right here, so is this side is Scott Street?
Backside, right? No.
Your map doesn't tell me what side is Scott Street.
This to me would be Scott.
The front door, where does the front door face, Polly?
Right on Scott Street.
Scott Street. So the front door is Scott Street.
Okay, so where's the front door? Oh, main door?
I hear you.
Okay, so this is Scott Street.
Should be to me.
So you're going to have how many parking spots there?
There's going to be 3 in the front, 5 on the side. So if you look at the front door to the left, there's 5, and then in the back, there's plenty of spots.
Okay. So you need a total of 15 because you have 30 seats?
Correct.
So you'll have the rest in the back,
Scott Street.
at least 7.
Did you say somebody did a study on parking there?
Yes.
Yeah, we had an
Who did
engineer.
that?
But you have to understand, we're just asking for preliminary approval
Right.
to move the license in. We have to go through zoning, planning, and all of that. It's just that we had the engineer do a brief,
Correct.
that's how we did this plan. But we didn't do all like the stormwater and do all the stuff you would do for parking, because why spend the money if we can't get,
Right, we understand the purpose of the hearing today.
right? And then we have to go through all your other offices to get up to permits and the approvals.
Is the building bought?
Yeah,
Or-
you're right.
Okay, and you still have to go through zoning?
Well, it's zoned properly, but you still have to show the park, you have to file an application, you have to show a map of the parking. They'll want to
So
see.
you do need a zoning meeting?
You know, I don't think you need a variance. If you don't need a variance, you don't need a
Oh,
meeting.
okay.
If it's zoned,
Yeah.
it's zoned C2.
You just need to, okay.
And it has enough parking, you wouldn't need a variance. It's zoned, it meets the zoning requirements. But you have to get a zoning permit, you have to go to Mr. Harris and show him the map, the parking map, you have to show him, the building map, and he
So you
determines.
wouldn't have to go through a hearing, is what
I don't
I'm
think he will,
saying?
but, I don't know, he makes that determination, not me.
Okay. One other question. Music on premises. Are you going to be having music?
No music.
Nothing will be heard outside?
No, no,
Okay.
Any outdoor seating?
No.
no.
So you're not going to have like a deck or anything out there?
No.
Okay. Any other questions?
Not yet.
Good?
I'm good for now.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
Thanks for your time. One thing I will point out, if you want to put a restriction of no hard liquor or something like that, we could work with the city on that. If you want to put some restrictions or anything like that you want to put on your approval, we'll work with you, okay?
Okay.
So if there's some things that bother you or something like that, we could address it, okay?
Tim, is that something we could do? Because the Liquor Control Board regulates that, right? So once it's here, we don't have any control over it, right?
You could put in a zoning approval, and that's how you would regulate, right, Tim? That's how you would regulate through the zoning.
Yeah, I'm not solicitor for zoning, but, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That it will be in the zoning approval, that would be contingent upon.
We would make as part of the zoning approval that this is a condition, and then that condition, then the zoning, they could go file
Right, you'd be
a
violating
violation of the
condition.
zoning ordinance, and you could
Right.
file enforcement notice, and then go through the zoning process. That's how you do it. So yes, that's the way to enforce it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so now it's public discussion only on this topic. First up is Dina Latinsky-Nichols.
Aye. Members of council, Mayor Brown. Again, my name is Dina Latinsky-Nichols. I live on Matson Ave, across from the proposed business. There was supposed to be letters sent out to residents within 250 feet. I live less than 250 feet and did not get a letter advising any of this. That is my first issue. My husband, Greg, who is here, and I are against this liquor license transfer. Parsons is a quiet residential community. The store will be close to a playground where the Wilkes-Barre Bears practice and play. There are baseball games, and there are many children that walk and bike around the area. These owners have been cited, as stated in the Citizen's Voice, that they have served minors. The store will bring an element that is not wanted. People will be hanging around, littering, drinking around the property, in the property. The owners have already been cited for selling too many ounces per sale. This is very concerning with my property value. I do not need my property value going down due to this store. The store will be a nuisance in the neighborhood, causing traffic pulling in and out of Scott Street, bright lights, unwanted noise, cars parking when I am trying to sleep, slamming doors. This type of store can be targeted for break-ins like the one in Miners Mills just was this morning. I am also very concerned about damage that will be caused to my property due to their store here. There was also notes stated by their lawyer that there now are going to be gambling machines or skill machines, either way. That's another issue. I've heard this is supposed to be a laundromat, convenience, and beer store. So does that mean people can buy beer, go sit down, and do their laundry? None of these businesses are needed in Parsons. We already have 2 Turkey Hills, 2 laundromats, and bars in the Parsons, including Miners Mill area. We also have a grocery store, Shields. I asked members of council not to approve the transfer of the liquor license due to the problems it will cause, as I just stated. I do not even want that store there. Parsons is not in need for any of it. It will just be a nuisance across the street. Some notes I have made since I heard their lawyer speak is, who in their business will be policing the 1 beer per person sitting there? And when it's busy, they served a minor, as was stated before. So if that store gets busy, will they not be able to card people? Then who is responsible for that? This is a residential community. Having a store open until 11 o'clock at night could affect people getting up for work at 5 a.m. I don't appreciate that. Another question I have is the parking situation. There are gas tanks in the ground there. There is also a retaining wall that sits on the gas tank. Will they be required to remove these gas tanks when they're opening this business? And they also the lawyer talked about permits for the construction, the liquor, and everything else. Along with that, I'm going to request that they are not allowed to do outdoor seating. I live across the street I don't want, this was never a restaurant. It was just a machine shop business. I do not want that noise across the street. And it has also been under construction for months, heavy construction. On Monday, there were 2 cement trucks brought in pouring cement. They work all day reconstructing walls. I can see. I work from home. I look out my window. I see everything they do. There is heavy construction going on there. So again, I just ask for council not to approve this license. It is nothing good for the residents in the community of Parsons. Thank you.
Thank you, Dina. Next up is Frances, any questions for her? Next up is Frances Krasinski.
Oh, Madsen.
Krasinski.
That's Madsen.
One Scott. I think she's,
Hi, good evening, Council.
Please state your name. State your name. for the
My name
record.
is Francis Krasinski.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you this evening. We live at 1089 Scott Street. We're on the corner of Scott and Matson Avenue. I was born in Parsons. My parents met at the block party right in the very behind of our house. We lived there for nearly 75 years.
All right.
I'm a caregiver for my mom and another family member who is wheelchair dependent. So safety in our neighborhood is always a top priority. With frequent doctor's appointments, we're often loading, unloading directly across the street. I want to be clear. I'm not here to oppose a new business. In fact, a convenience store could be a great addition to Parsons. However, we are not in favor of an alcohol license at this location, and I have serious concerns about transferring one here. The main concerns, and probably is going to echo a lot of what people have to say, proximity to children. Directly across the street, we have a bus stop where kids are dropped off each afternoon. Families walk dogs here, and community events like the mini football league that just currently went down Scott Street. The playground is very close by. It's literally in the rear of our property. There's no shortage of alcohol outlets in Parsons. Like I said, I was born and raised here. You can go down George Avenue. You can name every single one of them. Within minutes, you can buy beer, alcohol from multiple stores. Adding another doesn't meet a real need. Risk of attracting negative clientele. Convenience stores that sell alcohol bring loitering, public drinking, skill/pseudo gambling machines, and disturbances. Preserve the character of Parsons. This is one of the few safe, family-friendly pockets left. We should protect that. But some positive alternatives. I don't want to sit here and just, it's a commercial space. I get it. I'm in the hospitality industry. I've been my entire life. So I understand the high margins of alcohol and beverages and so forth. I get it. But there are other options that could be just as profitable without the risk. Some could be integrated into their current business plan with no little or upfront cost. And just some examples to put a little positive spin on it. I know that, I just learned this now, they're going to do hoagies and breakfast sandwiches with the one-limit beverage. But why not partner with a local chef, offer some healthy grab-and-go meals, salads, sandwiches, baked goods prepared off-site, perfect for the busy family. Pet treats and supplies for the many dog walkers in the neighborhood. Balloons and party supplies. I know this sounds a little off the wall, but especially since Party City has closed, there's always the demand for it. Again, it's a very heavy family-oriented area. Dry cleaning. Drop off and pick up, outsource it, so there's no on-site equipment that's required or that's needed. Dina, the previous speaker, mentioned, I was under the understanding that it was going to be a laundromat also. But if so, or if not, why not, offer that dry cleaning service, or have a little bit of a workshop in that area while people come in, have a Tech Tuesday workshop Give the kids something to do, coding lessons, how to build an app, tech help for seniors. I mean, I'm just brainstorming for them, not charging a fee, to offer youth investment. You know, a workshop with a local CPA. They can perhaps demonstrate on how to do investments. Again, invest in the youth. Our Parsons youth are our future. Give them real-world skills. Again, it's something to integrate that's a little bit more positive. These ideas can create a place where people want to return to, a hub for families, youth, older residents, without the inventory, risk, or potential problems an alcohol license can bring. So, in closing, Parsons does not need more alcohol outlets. We don't need, what we do need are safe, positive spaces that strengthen our community. A convenience store here would succeed without alcohol, become a place that brings people together, supports local needs, and sets a great example for other neighborhoods. So I urge the new owners to consider these alternatives, keep this location safe, family-friendly corner of our town. So I respectfully ask the council to deny the liquor license. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for Francis? Thank you, Francis.
Yeah.
Next up is Carl Laskowski.
This is where I come in.
Good evening. Thank you. I handed a package to the chair of council, and I think there are individual sheets that you're going to pass out to hand them. Originally, I brought out the first point of contact. This property located within children's activities, playgrounds, and ball fields. Now, I didn't make a copy of everybody, but I did a Google Maps. And in reality, it's about 200 yards to the baseball field, about 150 yards to the playground, 300 yards to the other baseball field. The mosque is probably about 800 yards away. But what's more important is right behind the building, if you look at my handout, you will see IHS, which according to their website is a nonprofit that provides foster care adoption services within a couple hundred feet of this building itself. Going through the next line here, the type of liquor license, they already established it's going to be a restaurant license with a limit of 30 seats or a minimum of 30 seats, 2 parking spots for each seat. Will there be single sales? Yes, they will. And will they be able to drink from paper bags? Someone going to come in and grab a beer and just pop it and then go walk outside, and hang around with a paper bag. And as you pointed out before, yes, you can get a shot in the beer and wash your clothes at the same time with the liquor license. Because once the PLCB grants that license, I doubt if any zoning superseding of the city can override a PLCB law. All right, the next idea was I put down that the carryout store leads to other addictive products. You start selling CBD, energy dupes, Khartoum. Okay, they start selling pipes, paraphernalia, papers. Next thing you know, you have all kinds of people coming in just because they need a quick fix. They start selling energy drinks. They do those little one-shot deals that who even knows what's in them. And also, they've established that they are going to get a liquor license, which means they are going to sell single shots to carry out and take with you, which again is going to be able to turn around and just buy a couple little shooters and go out and sit inside. The next one was a neon sign for the change of the LCB license, but that did not happen yet because pending upon this outcome, we'll then have the hearing for the Liquor Control Board on whether there is anything else. Soil testing. Has there been any soil testing of the lead? I have contacted and filed out a form the chair has a copy of with the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Resources and also the federal EPA to have them do a site test on the soil, land, and ground to see if there's any toxic chemicals. The EPA contacted me today. They said the site visit was performed and they told me to await any of the results. I wanted to make sure that any of these results are then passed on to the city, to William Harris, to any of the zoning, to address any kind of mitigation or things that need to be done to remove these fuel tanks. And as you see on the first picture, there are copies of the fuel tanks in the pump island that is located, which will have to be removed to provide the additional parking spots that you need. All right. Mr. Barrett, you're up. You know, you made a comment in the paper about dilapidated buildings in Wilkes-Barre, and I'm saying right here, right now, if you're concerned about one dilapidated building, I'm sorry, I don't mean, okay, the council,
Stay on this
we will
issue.
keep it here instead of a specific attack on one individual. There is a bank building in Parsons that I would like to address that has dead pigeons inside.
Stay on this.
Stay on the liquor
We'll stay on the subject of PLCB.
Liquor
Thank you
license.
very much. I thought I would just add that in there as an added comment, and I am through. Do you have any questions?
Any questions for Carl? Thank you, Carl.
Thank you.
Next, Aaron Harvey.
Hi. I first can I ask a question to Councilwoman McClay? I just want
First, state your name for the
Oh,
record.
sorry. It's Aaron Harvey. Am I allowed to do that?
open
Okay.
for questions.
What exactly, when you were talking about the crime before?
Like US Gas?
Yeah, what exactly, when you're talking about there's been incidents there, can you explain
There's
what incidents?
A lot of times, there's a lot of heavy police presence there.
Okay. So,
They don't sell liquor there.
okay, but it's just, okay.
Yeah, but there's a lot of
Okay,
heavy
thank you.
police there, quite a bit.
So I just wanted to pretty much echo what the last couple people have said. This is a quiet section of Wilkes-Barre. I live a couple blocks from where this proposed site's going to be, and I would like it to stay quiet. I really don't know how this would even pass the Liquor Control Board, because it's definitely within 300 feet of a church, clearly a nonprofit, and a playground. I have very fond memories of going to Parsons Park as a child, and I can't imagine if I have children in a couple years of taking them to the park if this goes in, just because I don't want the image of people drinking, people around there, and again, I'm not against a convenience store going in here, but I'm definitely against the liquor license just because of the look of it right next to a playground. I really don't think it's a good look. I really don't want crime coming into the area, and I just really want to keep this section quiet. Thank you.
Any questions for Aaron Harvey? Thank you, Aaron. Linda Urban?
Thank you. And hello, Bill Barrett and city council members. Thank you for having us today and giving us the opportunity to discuss this very important issue. And I'm going to copy my previous friends from Parsons. We want a safe community. We are fighting day in, day out to keep Parsons beautiful, clean, and safe. I myself walk that park every day and around Parsons, and I actually pick up trash that's being tossed. Beer bottles, liquor bottles, those shot bottles, and all this other crap. Bill, you live in Parsons. You know how we value that park. You know how we value our kids and how our city right now is in turmoil in various sections. We do not want liquor to be served or beer. We do not want 30 men sitting in seats drinking a beer and knocking back shots. We do not want our children to walk into a mini mart and look at a hash pipe or a marijuana pipe or a bottle of Kratom, Kratom, which if you look up is not a prescribed drug. It's not a class 1 to 5. In fact, there has been deaths of juveniles by consuming Kratom, and it is being sold in many markets around here. There's also the issue of wanderers. And you know, where there is a cash business, there's wanderers asking for money, and they especially ask women. They'll come up to cars, they'll walk by you, hey, lady, you got $1? You got $2? I need some gas, I need this, I need that. No, this is what happens around these mini marts, and end up possibly getting mugged. We also have robberies and burglaries around these areas of sites where liquor is being sold. I myself notice a lot of these little liquor bottles being thrown on Scott Street. I pick them up and I put them in recycling. Beer bottles in Parsons Park. and cans. So if we have the Go six-pack to go up there, you know, are we going to see this stuff going on in the park? I've called the police several times because in the middle of the night, I get up to put my dog out, and there were cars over in the park, and the cops chased them out. Okay, so anyway, as the previous speakers noted, we've got enough bars in Parsons, longtime businesses, by the way, who have had incredible histories and have been very much visited by the Parsons residents. We have Shields that sells booze, wine. We got Turkey Hill up the street that sells beer. We got the Mini Mart, the new one. I don't know if that was the one that just got nailed, but somebody smashed their front door in, and it was a kid from Plains or something. But that place sells bottles of booze, beer, all kind of beer, hash pipes, dope pipes. We're trying to keep our kids off of alcohol and drugs. How many mothers have we spoken to and fathers that have lost their kids through alcohol-related death, DUI, or drug overdoses? And they start little, and they work their way up, and they're being exposed to all this crap in these stores. I know we can't do anything about that, but by bringing alcohol into a community like Parsons is wrong, way wrong. Please, I am asking City Council to not allow alcohol to be served in this mini-mart. If they want to sell food or whatever they want to do, fine and dandy. Don't bring trouble to Parsons, and you know there is a great possibility that it could happen. And this place is going to be open 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. That means after dark at 5 o'clock, we're going to have wanderers hanging around. We got the casino up the street. We got wanderers walking up and down Scott all the time with the backpacks on. We don't need it. Also, I want you to know something. This letter that Attorney Rogers said he mailed out, 7 people. It's only in this section. I live up the street, so I didn't get the letter, but I did hear through the wind that this operation was going to happen.
Is there any questions for?
No alcohol and no drug addiction paraphernalia in this mini-mark, and God forbid, we don't need any more problems. Thank you.
Linda. Any questions for Linda? Thank you, Linda. Next is TJ Ivanko.
Hello, my name's TJ Vanko. I live on Scott Street right next to the Parsons Park. I walk by that every night, and I have no problem with having a grocery store. I have no problem with a business moving in there and everything. But I do have a problem with what the look is going to be anymore with the alcohol. And the alcohol will lead to the cigarettes. You'll see the V-cigarettes, you'll see the E-cigarettes, and they're going to go after them, they're going to make money. And then we're going to go down the other road where you're going to have the pipes and everything. And everybody's saying the same thing to you. Nobody is against the grocery store concept. Nobody's against any of these businesses, but it is a family community. And here's one of the big things that we end up having, and I see that. Most of you probably don't have this. The only one I have right now that said that she's by the U.S. gas. You're by that. You see that. When you drive by it, how do you feel when you drive by it? What I want you to do is I want you to take a drive tonight or tomorrow. But while you're thinking about this, and I want you to go down by Hollenbeck Golf Course. I want you to go all the way down North Washington, okay, to the end, where you have to turn to go up Abbott Street, or you turn at Savitsky's and you go up East Main. I want you to look at that beer and grocery. It was supposed to be a grocery, but then they asked for the same thing these gentlemen are asking for. Look at outside. How much grocery signs do you see outside? You don't. You see V-cigarettes, everything. They have the entire side of it is Busch Light, and this is beer and grocery. They're promoting beer, not grocery. If you want to make the community better, I agree with these people. You need something that could make it easier for people to access that we need. We don't need beer. We don't need cigarettes. We don't need the V-cigarettes. We don't need that. One of the other things I want you to realize is years ago, you stuck in an Allied Service halfway house, almost right across the street from my house. Didn't get any paperwork on it, didn't get any zoning, and I've had multiple issues. I've actually had to call the police because there was a guy there that didn't understand where he was, and he was looking in my window. And I had to call the cops on them and had to make them stand the other side because you snuck that in there. So now you're gonna add groceries, but now you're gonna add all the alcohol and stuff where you have a house with people trying to recover from some kind of addiction, and then they're gonna be able to walk to that and they're gonna have all of this temptation. So if you wanna put those kind of people in our neighborhood and then you're gonna dangle that little carrot in front of them, what do you think's gonna end up happening? They're gonna relapse and come back over. So I'm not against a grocery store. I'm not against that at all. I'm not against any of the things that they have, but I am against alcohol. We don't need it. Like everybody said, there's more than enough in the area. And when you look at what they're gonna do, it's gonna be advertised. Please, go down North Washington and look at that. And that's what we're gonna have to drive by every single day. That's where I can go for a bike ride with my daughter or go for a walk. I'm gonna have to go by that and explain to my kids what these are and where they're going. And I don't wanna do that. So please, take that walk and go by it. It's nothing against them. And the last thing is, if they have grocery stores that do not have a liquor license, why are we transferring that over? This isn't a new liquor license, this is a transfer. Leave it where it is. Grocery store, fine, but we don't need it there. We don't need to transfer it from one place to another. The gentleman seemed very successful, and I hope you have a great business. And I really want you in the community and get a grocery store. Maybe we'll help people out. I grew up with tons of little grocery stores on Gardner Ave. Right across the street, there was one of the old ladies, and I love her to death. I talked to her son all the time. She was amazing. You'd go in there with a quarter, and you'd be walking out with 30 cents a penny fish because she was always giving me a little extra. That's what I would like to see, but we don't need the beer. We don't need all the other stuff. We need like a community. Parsons was always a great community, but adding this stuff is just going to make it go worse. So I'm please asking you, grocery okay, keep all the alcohol and the cigarettes and keep all that stuff away from our kids and our families. Thank you.
Any questions for TJ? Thank you, TJ. Next up is Lloyd Rittenhouse.
How you doing? Lloyd Rittenhouse. I own a business across the street from this proposed location at 268 Matson. My biggest concern is parking. They say they have enough parking. I have a commercial lot across the street with more than ample parking. My problem is getting beer deliveries, grocery deliveries, whatever it is going to be, that they're going to be parking in my business. My business is in the dental industry, so I don't have customers, but I have garages full of cars, parts for the equipment, and that's fine, but as an advocate, a devil's advocate will play. I graduated in '98 from Coughlin. Some of the best parties I ever went to were in Parsons, up in the Manor, and nobody cared about alcohol back then. Where do you want to go? Every party was in Parsons. So beer was readily available. Liquor in the park has been there for generations. It's nothing new. Do I like it? No. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I never have and I never will. I do not like the alcohol. Grocery, great. I like to eat. But I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I cannot stand all of that stuff. One of I know they own a bunch of stores. The owners are fantastic. I don't like the element of you want to say riffraff, but the people that come through there now going to the park isn't going to be any different than the people that are already walking to the park now. Linda said she picks up bottles now, and the store's not even there. So they're getting it from Turkey Hill. They're getting it from wherever. You can buy liquor online from Amazon now. So it's not a fact of getting it, but we definitely don't want to see it, in our community. So that's all.
Thank you. Any questions for Lloyd?
Thank you.
Thank you, Lloyd.
Thanks.
Next is Rick Lombardo, I think.
Rick. Hi, Rick Lombardo, living on 1 Scott Street. I have the firehouse number 9 and the monument, historical registered monument. I live about 232 foot from the proposed convenient alcohol store. I really don't think that it's a good idea. The convenience store, yes, the alcohol, just, there's an abundance out there. So I don't think there's a real need for that in the community. It's not like a high traffic area. It's not like the other stores they have. This is a community here, like families, kids, bus stops, places of worship, pretty close. Not only that, adjacent to the property that they're building, I believe there's a rehabilitation house adjacent to the property, and there's also one maybe 5 houses up for rehabilitation. I mean, you see, if you take a walk in Parsons at night, people are walking their dogs, taking a walk, kids all over. I mean, I just think that the alcohol shouldn't be put into that building. I don't know. That's all I have. I wish them well. I hope they can get the convenience store. It'd be nice, hoagies and stuff like that, but the alcohol leads to a lot other things, and it's the kratom and the loitering. Just bad idea. I just don't agree. That's all I have.
Thank you, Rick. Any questions for Rick?
No.
Thank you, Rick. Mr. Rogers, would you want to reply?
Yeah, please. Thank you for your.
Is that everybody?
Before I reply, I think I forgot one thing. We should put in the record the advertisement. Do you have proof of publication from the advertisement? I think that should be part of the record.
I have the advertisement.
Yeah, could we just put that in the record? And just state when it was advertised, just so we can have that in the record?
Yep.
When was it advertised?
It was in the paper twice. It'll be advertised 2 consecutive weeks. And let me see.
That's okay, you just put it in the record.
It was on July 25th and August 8th, I
I
believe.
just want to make sure the record's good. So I just want to, I'll rebut a few points, and then I just want to make a closing statement. So the LCB will not allow kratom being sold if it's licensed now. So everybody understands, if the license gets approved, we can't sell kratom. I don't know if everybody knows what kratom is, but the LCB has cracked down on that and drug paraphernalia now. And when they go in and do the final inspection, they actually look for that stuff, and they will not give you a license to operate with that. And you can't carry shots outside. That's illegal. You can't bring hard liquor out of a licensed premises. The state stores still control the sale of hard liquor, and that's a violation. And we will monitor cameras, and all alcohol bottle we put in, their beer will be bought in sealed bags, and then they won't be allowed to open it, and they'll be taking it out. But with that said, I just want to make a closing, and I appreciate everybody's comments. And Parsons is a great neighborhood, because my office is up in Plains, so I drive through Parsons many times if I'm trying to get to the west side, or I'm trying to go other places. And it's a beautiful neighborhood. It's quite frankly, it's a nice neighborhood, and I understand everybody's concerns. And I've been here before with the same kind of issues. I've done a lot of liquor work in Wilkes-Barre City, and I think most of you councils knew, because I don't really recognize most of the council members, but I think other than Mr. Belishko, he's been around, you've been around a while, I think I've seen you before. But, there's always fear from the neighbors, and I understand that, because, you think, God forbid, it's going to turn into this place where it's going to be wild and crazy, and people are going to be drinking outside with paper bags, there's going to be bums, there's going to be this and that. And, we've got through some fights. The first one we had was up there, the place across from Home Depot, and he got denied by council the first time. We ended up getting a Wilkes-Barre City license, and he's been in business probably 10, 15 years, and he has a nice business up there. And the other one, and the mayor remembered this, it was the Pantry Quick on Cary Avenue. They got denied by Wilkes-Barre City. They finally got a license like last year, and they have a great business, and they're great partners in the community. And I know my clients here will be, and I just, if they're given the opportunity, they will work with the community. And we're here, and it's actually a better situation for the city and for the neighbors by us coming here, because we could just have bought a Wilkes-Barre City license, and then you can't do you have no control. We could just move it right in, and that's it. And we could still do that if we're denied. But the point is, we want to work with you. And we'll allow restrictions if you don't want, want to limit the signs in the building. And I understand that. One of the neighbors said he doesn't want to see all beer signs along the building. And that's legitimate. I mean, who wants to see that in your neighborhood? We could limit even hours. We could limit the shots. We could limit other things. And we'll work and be good partners with you if you're willing to work with us. But the mere, fear, I understand fear, and there's always fear, but I think if you give my clients a chance, you're going to see that they're really good operators, and they've been around, and they're not people that are just coming in here from out of the area and want to open a place and make as much money as they can and wreck the neighborhood and go away. I mean, these guys have been around. I mean, like I said, they own the whole strip mall there, Market Street Square, and they've done a lot there, and they've tried to rent it and be good stewards for the community. So all I'd ask is, listen to your attorney. Your attorney will give you the standards, and you can't deny it the court cases say based upon mere speculation. Like, oh my God, somebody might be drinking an open bottle outside, somebody might bring vagrants. You have to have concrete reasons to deny a transfer. And it has to be that basically that the applicant's not a reputable person and that the proposed transfer will adversely affect the health, welfare, safety, and morals. But there has to be concrete things, not just, oh, I'm afraid that somebody's going to be there and open a can in the middle of the street or something. And your attorney's, he's been here many times, so he knows he could advise you of the law. And I just ask you to look at the law, and we could work with the community. We could have different things. We could have different, criteria and stuff. Like I said, I know the LCB won't respect them anymore. They used to actually respect if you put conditions. They don't. But we could go when we get to zoning and put that as part of the zoning approval. And with that being said, then we're bound by it because you could do an enforcement notice, and we're willing to do that. And like I said, I mean, they could still buy a Wilkes-Barre license and they could go in there with no restrictions, no requirements, and do whatever they want. So we want to work with you. We want to be good neighbors. We want to be good partners with the neighbors, with the community, and with the city. And I hope council considers that when you make your decision here today, and you want to work with us and my clients. And I think, like these other people that have come over the years, and there was neighbors the same way. I mean, and it turned out to be pretty good people and pretty good assets to the community, and I'm sure these guys will too. So I just ask you to consider that when you make your decision. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers.
I have a follow-up question.
Any
They
questions?
own the strip mall down here on Market Street?
Yes.
Wasn't there just an illegal club shut down there?
Yeah, they threw them out. They were there when they bought the place.
LCB threw them out.
Well, they were running, but they were there when they bought it. They were tenants. They had just bought this. They just bought it from George Albert.
Okay.
And when they bought it, they got rid of them. They're gone, right? You guys, they threw them out.
LCB threw them out.
Yeah.
So they evicted them because they didn't. It was a pool hall or something, a barber shop, and but these guys, their leases predated them buying it, and they've just invested money into that.
Just to follow up, you mentioned the place in Market Street Square and also the one on East Main Street. When this first came about, I wanted to go and take a look at these other businesses. We read about them, and when somebody told me that you could walk in and it's more like a bartender than it is a clerk, would pour a shot and you could buy shots. We sell shots, signs in the front windows. Come on, really? I mean, I can't go into Turkey Hill and the clerk behind the counter isn't going to pull a bottle out underneath and start pouring shot. But you know what? You talked about LCB laws and everything. This is not all about laws. This is about what's right for the community. When you look around here, all these people here are residents, and I think that you are impressed looking around that took time to be here tonight because they know what they want and what they don't want in their neighborhood.
And I respect that.
But I had to go see for myself. I walked in, I saw folding tables in the back with signs. You can limit one drink per sandwich, and shots were available, and all kind of those little liquor bottles that Linda spoke about.
They're not alcohol. They're malt. They're actually malt.
Oh, is that what they are? Oh, okay. All right.
You actually buy those from a beer distributor, but
I didn't get a shot. I didn't buy anything.
I
wanted to see everything.
I said I respect that. If you want to say and you want to put that as a condition, I have no problem with that. I think you make a good point, and we would be more than happy to agree to that.
But getting back to my point, all conditions aside, it's what the people want for their neighborhood. They can drive a half a mile in any direction and buy beer, all the beer they want, or even less, in a regulated business.
You realize we could go buy a Wilkes-Barre license, there's nothing you could do.
Yes, you can.
Hey,
Well,
Carl,
No.
please.
Yeah, and you have to have reasons.
LCD for many years.
Carl, please, shh.
No.
Been there and done that, we beat the
Getting
Riverside.
back to what you're saying,
We beat the
the reason we are here,
Hey,
you're right, the reason we are here is to deal strictly
Right.
solely with the transfer of the license. I understand that, and you are correct.
But anyway, we want to work with you, so, and
anyway.
I respect these people, and they care about their neighborhood.
But I'm
That's
just
great.
so impressed by everybody being here. That's-
They're good people, and they care about their neighborhood, and
And they do.
and there's nothing,
And they should.
listen, I respect that, so, and I think that's a good section of your city, it's a good section.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions for
Tony,
Mr.
if I
Rogers?
may?
No.
Yep, Mike?
Attorney Rogers, now, that's the building there, right? Yeah, push in.
Guys, come on.
That's the building, it's under construction.
Is this the building?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay, now that's the liquor license area,
correct,
here.
correct.
Now that, is this the whole building?
No.
Okay, what else is in the building?
The half store is gonna be the laundromat. That's gonna be.
They're gonna put a laundromat in?
Yeah, like a separate.
That's a different project, yeah.
Okay. You're just gonna do a laundromat with the, also that? That'll fill up that whole picture?
Yeah.
388 the outside building?
Oh, this side is the laundromat.
Okay, so he's pointing to the side on the left.
Is this, right?
Yeah, and the right will be the beer part. So the laundromat here will be there.
Okay, all right, just curious. Thank you.
All right?
Any other questions? Okay, seeing it, so, the time is out for that. So, what I think is wonderful, Mr. Rogers, and everyone here in the room, this is an example of participatory democracy. All of you, I'm glad to see you want to work together, and other people want to work together. There's no reason why you can't meet right now. You guys can talk, you can always set up a meeting and work out exactly how you want to do it. Second, there will be a zoning hearing on this, correct?
Well, if it's a permitted use and you meet the parking, there may not be.
All right, so there's also zoning may or may not come up, is another opportunity. But your opportunity is right now. Do not let it pass. Work this all out right now, okay? So this is not on our agenda right now. It will be on
It's on for discussion, and then if you just want to move
Right.
forward, it'll be on Thursday
On
for
Thursday.
a vote.
But you have an opportunity to work out right now. I thank the residents that came, thank you so much for coming. It shows you how much you care about your neighborhood and care about Wilkes-Barre, and appreciate it very much. Thank you, Mr. Rogers.
And thank you guys for listening to, and like I said, hopefully we can work with them one way or the other. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, if anyone else has any else thing to say, we're going to move into a council meeting, and then we'll have public discussion. So, Linda, you can talk then? Oh, it's a work session. I'm sorry, Thursday.
You can speak again on Thursday.
Yeah, we're going into a work session now. Thank you, everybody. We're adjourned for this.
You can come on Thursday and sign up beforehand. You can do comment on what will be on the agenda on Thursday.
Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almighty and everlasting God, who presides over all things in heaven and earth, come and preside over these deliberations so that those that make the decisions may be guided by your wisdom.
Thank you. Welcome to the August 12th work study session. Work session. Boy, I'm throwing all kind of words. Work study. That's a long time ago.
Okay, so the first thing was the resolution for the liquor license transfer. I don't think there's any other discussion on that for now.
I don't have any. I was glad to see everybody came.
I will put it on Thursday's agenda, and I'll put it separately for a vote. Okay? And then we also have a resolution requesting the traffic committee conduct a feasibility study for the placement of a stop sign at West Beatty and St. Clair Streets.
Yep.
Resolution authorizing and directing the mayor to accept and sign the winter services agreement, which is tier 4 out of the 10-year. And a resolution urging U.S. Senators Dave McCormick, John Fetterman, along with U.S. Representative Rob Bresnahan to support and vote for legislation to assist disabled minors, including legislation to increase monthly black lung benefit rates. And an ordinance is amending Article 7 of Chapter 29, which is reserved parking program, which has to deal with the handicap plate and placard issue we had last meeting. And then, Mayor, you're up.
Mr. Mayor.
Good evening, council.
Evening.
Thank you. Tony, you're the only one that replied back. Good evening.
Sorry, Mayor, I was reading something.
Good evening.
Steve, please note that in your... Linda, he's the only one that has respect. All right, we have 3 resolutions for your discussion tonight. Temporarily suspending the hours of operation of city parks for the night golfing event from sunset until the event is concluded. The event will be held at the Hollenbach Golf Course on August 23rd, September 6th. Mr. Majakis is here if you have any questions regarding this resolution.
Mr. Majakis, this golfing event, you say it's at night? At night?
Yes, Mr. Blasco. It starts at approximately 9 p.m.
Okay, how do we see my ball when I hit it? I'm never going to find it again.
They're glow balls.
Oh, okay. I don't see that written
They did
there.
this years ago up there. It's a very popular event.
I played in it. I know what I'm talking about. My son broke one of the balls, too.
Still looking for that ball.
I remember that.
Yeah,
That's it.
Any other questions?
that's all for me.
What time do you anticipate it would wrap up?
I inquired about that to a couple of people that are running the tournament. And they explained to me, we're looking probably around 10:30. So but the only thing I'd like to add, Mayor, in case of rain, if we have to reschedule the night, would that mean that we would have to come back before council to get approval? Now, when I'm talking about rescheduling, I'm talking about within the next few days or the following week. So that's the only stipulation I wanted to...
So you'd have to come back. Can you change the
Well,
date
I
now?
think I could
See where that would
probably
be an
change
issue.
the wording of the resolution that
Rain
would
date.
plan for that, in the event that contingency happened, that the approval would then be applicable to the rescheduled date. So I think we can take care of that.
All right.
It's a good idea.
Good. Any other questions? Good.
And I do have a quick thing to say, if I can.
Sure.
Mayor, again, I apologize, but I have to throw this in here.
All right.
I just got
All
a
right.
text message.
I just want to give the members of City Council, including the previous council, the Wilkes-Barre administration, including Mr. Butch Frady, Attorney Tim Henry, City Grant Writer Mark Barry, Joyce Marash Zakowski, City Controller Tony Thomas, and past Controller Darren Snyder, and also City Administrator Charlie McCormick, who I don't know what I would do without, and of course, our Mayor, Mr. George Brown. We want to thank you, not only from the Wilkes-Barre Municipal Board, but also from the taxpayers of the City of Wilkes-Barre. It's because of your foresight and your faith in the Wilkes-Barre Municipal Board, I am happy to report to you that in the past 5 years that we've taken over Hollenbach Golf Course, that we have saved the city, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. You have saved the city approximately $1 million in the past 5 years. You also, again, because of your faith in the board, you have allowed the Wilkes-Barre Golf Course to thrive. We are so proud of the work that we are able to do because of your stamp of approval for us to use the ARP money, the grant money, to turn our golf course into one of the nicest and well-manicured facilities in the eastern part of the state. I know you always have people come before you and complain about everything. And this is a tough follow-up from what I just heard earlier. But we just want to say thank you. Because, again, they have the right to do so. But tonight, I'm here to say to you, thank you, and please continue with your great work in this great city of Wilkes-Barre. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being on the municipal board.
Okay, moving on. Thank you, Mr. Majakis, for those kind words. Authorizing as proper city officials to execute any and all necessary project documents for awarding the police headquarters replacement project to the lowest responsible bidder, M&B Electric LLC, for the amount of $135,500 related to the police headquarters project. This is the generator that's going to be replaced, and this is definitely necessary because it could hinder the records and IT operations over there. So this is something that's lowest responsible bidder, And hopefully on Thursday, you'll see the value of this and vote for it. Lastly,
Mayor, on that, if I can, that funding, where would that come from? The general budget, or is that general funds? Okay. All right.
okay, that the proper city officials are hereby authorized to take any and all necessary actions related to accepting the insurance package submitted by Risk Strategies, which includes but is not limited to property, inland marine, boiler, and machinery, general liability, business, auto, fidelity, bond, crime, public officials, EPLI, law enforcement, firefighters, professional fiduciary liability, G&L, and professional health department, and cyber liability for a total annual premium of $1,040,155.
Wow, got lots of buildings.
We have Mr. Bill Joyce here from Risk Strategies if you have a question.
And before we move on to Mr. Joyce, Mayor, I think you answered the question that the funding would come from the general fund. My understanding was it was CDGB money that was going to pay for the generator at the police station, so it wouldn't be the general.
I'm sorry, Bill, I misunderstood you.
That's even better.
That's even better, exactly. Right.
Yeah, it's running through our CDBG, Joyce Zukowski's department.
Okay. Thank you.
Tony, what's your name?
Tim.
On the sign.
It's on the sign.
Thanks for clarifying. My hearing aid is going on. Tim, right?
Yeah.
You work for the mayor, right?
Yes, I do. I don't know for how long.
We meet tomorrow at 9 a.m. Anyway, Joyce is here from Strategy.
Oh, gosh.
Questions?
Any questions?
Bill, we have a lot of fun at these meetings.
I'm telling you.
All right. Wow.
Yes, they vote no.
I don't know if you have any questions, but I'd like to hit some highlights on what the city has been able to do. The premium is, as you can see, is up about 8 to 10%, but in that, we've increased the autos by 14 autos, and one of them was the health departments, which was a very expensive vehicle. We picked up $11,000 from last year's premium on the autos, so that was added into it. So really, when you take off what we were able to do with the deductible for the law enforcement, that was really out of control about 4 or 5 years ago, maybe even 3 years ago. But with the changes the mayor's made and the administration, we were able to get the deductible and down from $100,000 last year to $50,000 this year, which is tremendous savings, because they don't increase the premium as much as they increase the deductibles, and that's how they raise the price for you. So that's a big deal for us and for the city. But we've really, our claims are reasonable this year. We've had about 6 or 7 slips and falls. We've had the baseball field, we had the elevator, but no $1 million claims, which has really been a successful year for us. But I'll take any questions if anyone has any. You can see in the beginning, your property values are up about 10%. They're up to $102 million with the things that we've added over the years.
So an increase of 88,000, I see, from the previous years, but you said 14 cars have been added.
Yeah,
Right,
like 14 cars we've added.
And that health, that's a huge van, right?
Yes, it is.
The new, yeah.
Yeah, it was
pretty
really an
spectacular.
expensive vehicle. The bus, we have 14.
We
Wow.
had a health department bus, which was $950,000.
Yeah.
That's also
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful bus, too. Wow, we have 189 vehicles. That's amazing.
Yeah, usually this time of year, though, they'll come back to us and take some off, after because we just replaced, we have 14 2025s on there.
Wow.
Bill,
questions?
when does this policy expire? That's the current one.
It goes in, I think it's like the end of July, I'm sorry, the middle of August it is.
So
I
it's
don't
like
have a
another
date.
week, it's expired?
Correct.
Okay. Now, another question. I asked Kathy earlier, and I think you forwarded it to Tim.
I
The
sent,
premium, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I probably sent them to you, maybe you didn't get them. You wanted the previous.
Oh, the email, you sent me an email? Okay, I didn't see it. My question was, past 2-year premiums, what they were. I noticed last year, it's what we're paying now, $952,800. and now it's a million, 40. What was it the year before this year? You know what it was?
Well,
prior?
last year was nine something.
936.
Right. and the year-
936?
Right.
Okay.
Does this include the new building next to the fire department on Washington Street?
Yes.
Good.
Are we good? Any
Pretty
other,
good.
any other questions?
Presentations.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Mr. Joyce, thank you, Mr. Mayor. You have anything else, Mr. Mayor?
I'm done.
Good. Any other questions?
Jim, you have anything else?
Question?
I would do
Your name is
presentations.
Tim, right?
He's
Okay.
still up there.
Council presentations, Councilman Belishko?
Well, Mayor, if, not to put you on the spot, but anything new on Horton Street on the two sinkholes? Is there anything new to report? Are they progressing? Everything's going to go on as scheduled? Or is the gas back yet? I've noticed a couple of residents that told me they still can't take a hot shower. Some of the residents don't have gas yet.
Yeah, Councilman, they've been held up because the one hole, the sewer line was filled with just hundreds of tons of debris that was flushed into it. So our effort was to remove all that debris, okay, and then we could clean it out. Once it's cleaned out, we could start to repair it, and then also sort of cover up the lines. But before we cover up the lines, the gas and water lines have to be repaired also. So we can repair our lines, meaning the sewer and the stormwater, but then the gas and water companies have to do their repairs also before we can actually cover it up, okay? So a couple of things, though, since you brought it up. We do have two holes, as you know, sinkholes that have to be repaired. We're working on that. But then also, the road has to be repaved curb to curb. And in contact with PennDOT, see, Blackman Street and Horton are scheduled to, they're PennDOT roads. So they're scheduled to be repaved. So speaking to PennDOT, I've asked them to try and move up Horton Street part of that, to get that repaved, so that we can then go back and do Blackman. But we're working on that, and hopefully that's going to happen. And then what we'll be doing is running that sleeve through manhole to manhole on Horton Street. We're actually doing that right now up at by McCarthy Tire. Okay? And I was up there yesterday. They're doing a great job in getting that done. So these are the two projects that we actually went to county council to borrow money for the area McCarthy project. That was $500,000, if you remember. It was a 5-year interest-free loan from the county that the county council approved. And then also the other job which we were going to do was putting that protective sleeve inside the sewer line on Horton. That was another $600,000. But that was not any other proactive work was going to be done because these two sinkholes we weren't expecting. But it's going to be above and beyond that. So we don't have a figure for that yet. Okay, because they're still working on it, naturally. So speaking to Rob Stella yesterday, they're going to put together some type of an idea roughly what it's going to cost, but we don't know that yet. But Mike, the next thing is, like I said, once we get all that debris cleaned out of the sewer line, okay, we'd like to be able to button it up, fix the storm water line, have gas and water company come in, do their repairs, then we can actually...
I know, Mayor, you're not an engineer, but if you could request a gas service as soon as possible, even if it's temporary?
They can't repair the gas lines until our lines are done because our lines are lower, feeding the
Oh, okay.
sewer lines.
So they're in the way, kind of, sort of?
You see, the old sewer lines are about 125 years old. And back then, they were terracotta. They used to put them 20 to 30 feet underground. The gas and the water lines are not that deep. We have to do the deepest ones first.
Okay.
The sewer lines and the storm water. Then, when we're done, gas and water company can do their repairs. They can't do it until we're done.
I got you. Okay. Thank you, Mayor.
But believe me, after that meeting we had on Monday at Chris Nick's, I tried to make sure that the people knew that, and everybody was there, from Stella Enterprises to the gas company, the water company, Stewart, the Wyoming Valley Sanitary Authority was there, our engineers, and everyone was told, as soon as we can, we'll get done, okay? But it's a long, lengthy project.
Thank you, Mayor. One other item, Mayor. I'm going to request it again, just because. Railroad tracks at Barney and near Horton. Could we get approval, please, to do what we can to repair the potholes going over those tracks? It's just terrible.
Mike, we can't touch them.
I know you had spoken to me, but you said that you have to talk to the railroad and to get approval. And they refused it?
No, it's on their list, is what they're saying. And this is the railroad system, okay?
Okay, so the county would be doing the repair.
They're the ones that have to do that, the county railroad system, rail authority. So they're the ones that have to do the repair, and we cannot.
Oh, okay. I thought we request permission to do it.
We can't do it.
We can't even touch it.
If we do some type of a repair, now that there's liability, if something happens to a train, since we fixed it, and we shouldn't be doing that, it's up to the railroad authority to do that.
Okay. Can we request that again, please?
We do.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
That's all
know,
done.
it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Much like we did on Parish.
Yeah, that's what I want.
And Dana Street.
And Dana.
These are
I want what you did there.
quite a while for us to get that. I'm talking about a wonderful assistant.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it took us quite a while to get the authority to do that, but they did do a great job on Parish.
Yeah, they did. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilman Barrett?
No, I have nothing. Just a couple things in the pipeline that are being taken care of. Thank you for everything. Appreciate it.
Councilman Mayor?
Yeah, we have an update on Stanton Lanes owned by Mount Zion. I've got a few calls about this. I mean, this was supposed to be demolished by the end of July, and I just see a dumpster there, and all the cars are just, they're still there and not moved from the towing company across the way. So if we could just start getting the cars out of there to put them on his own property, they're kind of like, well, as everybody knows, they keep filtering out more and more. Okay, and that's, and also the corner of Lehigh and Almond Lane, I spoke to Charlie about this. There's a swale in the road on Almond Lane. Do we have any updates about that getting fixed? Okay.
Update.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's all I have for this evening.
Speaking of potholes, once again, we're having another article in the paper about please report your potholes, okay? I mean, we repaired well over 200 potholes so far this year, but we asked the residents to please report the potholes, or city council, call Lisa, let her know, and she'll get the guys out possibly the next day repairing them, okay?
Okay. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman Clay?
Yes, so 550 North Pennsylvania Ave, there is a couch out that's been out for about a week. I can email you if you want. Alecki's, I know I complained about it a couple of weeks ago. There's still dumping garbage there, and it's still, the grass has not been cut.
Excited.
Yeah, I know, but it just seems to be like a garbage dump, I know.
It's a state issue.
Yeah. And any update on the North Washington Street Bridge? I know the federal government works slowly, but
Very slowly.
I get asked every 2 months,
Yeah.
so.
I know you do, and it's still working through the federal regulations.
Okay. And then my last thing is paving. I know you gave out a list of paving streets. Do you know when that's going to start?
The paving,
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to happen in the fall.
Oh. Thank you.
We'll be starting it. I'm hoping to complete it, but I can't tell you that's going to happen based on weather.
Okay. Thank you.
But I think you all saw the list of streets that are being paved, right? Yeah.
Thank you. And, excuse me, I just want to thank you, Charlie administration, for taking fast action to close down that building on Hazel Street. What a sad and tragic homicide. Very sad state of affairs that somebody would kill somebody else just because they bumped into them. But thank you for the fast action and closing it down, closing the building down. Okay, any other questions, comments for the good of the order? We will see you on Thursday.
What do you got for me?
Much later.
That's kind of an average. This guy likes me.
No, it's being that we didn't get this one.
Yeah, I didn't read it all.
I thought we were gonna be here a while.
You know what?